What's going on, you guys? Theo here with the big review, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video. And in today's video, we will be doing our weekly subscriber Q&A, where we take a look at some comments and some questions across all of our various socials, whether it be the Discord, Reddit, or the YouTube comment section, and give them a platform here on the channel. But this week is going to be a little bit different, as we are also going to be giving away a $25 Google Play or iOS gift card to one lucky subscriber in celebration of reaching 2,000 subs here on the channel. So if you are interested in getting your hands on a $25 Google Play or iOS gift card, make sure that you guys stick around until the end of the video. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your comments and your questions. But before we do, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. And our first comment today comes to us from Francis Borges, who says, skipping the collabs, it's better to go for SS and BS characters. Thank you for the comment, Francis. And I wanted to pick this particular comment because I've been seeing a lot of people discussing this topic as well as debating it, and I just wanted to give my 2 cents. So as far as the difference between SS and BS banners versus the collaborations and which you should be prioritizing or saving for, I'm going to preface this answer with, at least preface my opinion with, the idea that really it just comes down to your personal preference, to be honest with you guys. If you are someone who really likes collaborations, because I know that collaborations are extremely popular in this game, it really comes down to what you find to be more interesting to you, and that is the case for most things in this game. But when it comes to my opinion on the 2 different topics here, which is collabs versus limited banners, really my opinion as a veteran player is I prefer limited banners. I'm sure that shouldn't come as any surprise to anyone here on the channel. You guys know that collaborations largely for me are things that I sleep on, so I'm not a huge collaboration guy, but they are definitely full of value for a lot of people. And I really think that at the end of the day, limited banners really do, they kind of cater more towards the veteran crowd in the game and the whales, so to speak. But when it comes to collaborations, there are a lot of key reasons why a new beginner intermediate player would prefer to go and invest in on those collaboration banners. And really what it boils down to is the fact that there is a lot less of a Ruby sync when it comes to collaborations. When it comes to a collaboration, you really only need to pull 1 copy of any particular character, so the odds of you needing to force yourself to go to pity are a lot less than they would be with a limited banner, where you're going to need to be pulling for a lot of dupes in order to build up those characters. So really there is a lot of value for a lot of players out there when it comes to collaborations, but then when it comes to collaboration characters in general, they're also a lot easier to build up. So my recommendation if you're a new player is to really save for collaborations if you know that there's one around the corner or one that should be coming up. So that is my opinion on that. But then again, if you are a new beginner or intermediate, SS and BS characters will carry you through just about everything, so there is definitely a case to be made there. It's just one of those things where it would be a lot tougher for you to be able to eventually A5 that character, or at least it would take a lot longer, just based on the fact that we really don't have a reliable system in place right now for those limited banners to get replayed or re-released. So that's my 2 cents on that, but really it just comes down to personal preference. I just figured I would outline a couple of the main differences there as to what would help inform your decision if you're trying to make that choice right now with what we have going on in the game. But I appreciate the comment, Francis. Thank you for leaving it. And next up, we have a comment from Slayer Reyes, who says, do you think they'll do a double banner with BS Kriz and Geese as well, or are they going to keep it SS? Thank you for the comment, Slayer Reyes. And as far as an answer to this one, I don't believe that we're going to see any sort of reruns with this particular BS run. I think that it would be a little bit too soon. We just had BS Chrysalid and BS Geese very recently, so I don't think that we're going to be getting any double BS banners when it comes to this particular run of BS characters. So that isn't something they have necessarily given us any information on, nor have they tipped us off on anything that would make us believe that. So I don't believe that we are going to be getting any sort of new re-release of any of these old banners, but then again, you never know when it comes to Netmarble. But thank you for the comment, Slayer Reyes, I appreciate it. And the next one we have here is going to be from Berserk, and Berserk says, bruh, no free BS memory. Question mark, question mark. Thank you for the comment, Berserk, and we do not know. Long story short is they have not given us any indication on this one as well. I would assume that based around the fact that we have been getting generic memories for login events or the like when it comes to these limited banners recently, that there would be some sort of way that we're going to get this, whether or not it is through some sort of event game that we have to play, or whether it's a login bonus, or whatever the case may be. I would assume that we'll get a generic memory of some sort, but time will tell. I think now that they've kind of opened Pandora's box and gotten people used to the idea of getting a generic memory when it comes to these releases of these limited banners, it would be very nearsighted of them to not give us one. But then again, when it comes to nearsightedness in Netmarble, yeah, they might need some glasses, so we'll have to wait and see. But thank you for the comment, Berserk, I appreciate it. And the next comment we have here is going to be from Cyberpunk, who says, "Are you going all in for these bosses? I have 40k and kind of a goldfish, would like to get some of the collab if it's good too." Thank you for the comment, Cyberpunk, and really it kind of comes back around to that first comment that we talked about, and really for me, I do plan on going pretty hard for these characters. For me, on a personal level, like I said, I am not a huge collaboration guy, and not to say that collaborations wouldn't exist that I'd be interested in, nor would that be saying that collaborations have not come out in the past that I was a big fan of, but as I have stated here on the channel before, I am here for King of Fighters. King of Fighters is one of my favorite IPs, and when it comes to these limited banners, they are right up my alley, so when it comes to that, it's very tough for me not to pull, and honestly, I feel like I'm definitely going to be going all in on these characters depending on what the kits look like, but then again, I never make a judgment call until I know exactly what all the details are on these new characters. So depending on what the kits look like, if they're looking as good as all the previous limited banner characters, then you can assume that I am going to be going all in on them. As far as whether or not you should be doing the same thing, it really comes down to where you think you'll get more value, because as I've said before, collaboration characters tend to be a lot cheaper to build and they are a lot cheaper to obtain. So really it just comes down to what it is you prefer, but for me personally, I prefer limited banner characters, but then again, without any confirmation on what the collaboration is going to be, it can be tough to make that judgment call, so really it just comes down to what you feel is best for you, and which decision would cause you to regret the least. So that is my 2 cents, Cyberpunk, but thank you for the comment. And this next comment is going to be coming to us from Bobo, who says, "Dang it, Netmarble, stop torturing my wallet." Thank you for the comment, Bobo, and the reason why I wanted to highlight this particular comment is because it actually is a decent example of a thing that I have been wanting to talk about more here on the channel but have not had a chance to, so I figured I would take this opportunity, and that is going to be how this latest kind of release window for all these limited banners affects whales, because I feel like there's this weird stigma out there towards whales, even though I do feel like whales deserve a lot of support in any game because they are the ones that are directly supporting games and keeping the lights on and allowing free-to-plays to continue to enjoy the games that they love by financing them directly. But when it comes to this, I wanted to highlight it because it's tough for whales as well with the way things have been going lately, and I feel like a lot of free-to-play players or other players in general just really kind of forget that, and it really just comes down to it's very costly for whales to be able to keep up with these sorts of things. So I've seen a lot of fatigue from whales out there recently with limited banners discussing this on the Discord especially, and I do feel like it is something that goes unsaid quite often. So for all of you whales out there, I appreciate you guys supporting the game, but don't overspend to the point where it would be to your detriment. This is only a mobile game, and at the end of the day, real life is more important no matter what anybody tells you. So thank you for the comment though, Bobo, I definitely appreciate you. And this next comment comes our way from Nicholas Benedict Go, who says, "I think we can definitely see a 7 Deadly Sins Collab 2.0. Time to complete the entire team, fans would be satiated. Good for me to skip because we know BSSS are the way to go forward." Thank you for this comment, Nicholas, and the reason I wanted to pick this one is I've seen a lot of people talking about 7 Deadly Sins 2.0, and I do think it is definitely a possibility. I think it would be a good way to make good on the fact that they forgot Escanar the last time around, and that pissed a lot of people off, so So I think that that would really just be, honestly, they could probably just release Escanar at this point and we wouldn't even need a full-blown collaboration and people would be happy. But when it comes to this, I do think it is a definite possibility. We know Seven Deadly Sins is a popular IP, and we do know that Seven Deadly Sins is a IP that they do have sort of in-house thanks to Grand Cross, so it's always a possibility. Whether or not I would like to see it or not is a completely different story, because honestly, if it were a situation where Seven Deadly Sins 2.0 were to come out, then I would feel even better about going full on into this BS Volume 3 banner, because at that point I would have very little interest whatsoever. But I know a lot of people out there would be very happy with that, especially if Escanar was involved. So more power to you guys out there who are excited for a potential Seven Deadly Sins 2.0. If you are, good for you, and I hope you get what you want. But for me personally, it would mean another opportunity to save. So I guess I kind of do want a Seven Deadly Sins collab 2.0, don't I? Huh. Never thought of it that way. But anyway, thanks for the comment, Nicholas. I appreciate it. And this next comment comes our way from God of Darkness, who says, in your opinion, after Seven Deadly Sins collaboration, which game or anime KoF Allstars collab with or has the most chance to collab with KoF Allstar? Thank you for the comment, God of Darkness, and basically this boils down to what I think is going to have a high chance of being a collaboration with this game that is an anime or another game. And honestly, I don't really know at this point. You know, after the WWE collaboration, all bets were off, so it's very tough to know, to be honest. If I had to throw a few out there that I would personally like to see, then I've already done a video on that in the past, but I have always been on the horse of wanting to have Yu Yu Hakusho as a collaboration. I do think that Yu Yu would be a perfect collaboration for this game. I would also really like to see Street Fighter. I know that that's the boring one, but that is the one that I would like to see. But then again, I would also like to see certain things get rerun. You know, it'd be really cool to see Tekken get rerun. It'd be really cool to see Sam Show get rerun. But even if they decided to go with other animes and things like that, you know, there are animes out there that I would really like to see collaborate with this game, but a lot of them I don't think really have a chance just based on how this game is designed. So yeah, I would say that those are going to be the big ones for me, but there are a ton of things out there I would love to see. Hell, I'd like to see Darkstalkers at this point. I would just love to have Morrigan in the game, but you know, it is what it is. We'll have to just wait to see what we end up getting at the end of July. My birthday is on July 30th, so maybe they'll surprise me with a really nice birthday present. Who knows? But thank you for the comment, God of Darkness. I appreciate it. And our next comment comes to our way from Jace NXS, who says, how do you feel about 3 gold fire enhancing stones on Mai? Thank you for the comment, Jace. So when it comes to this one, fun fact, guys, if you want a little peek behind the curtain here, I actually had completely and utterly edited, outside of having audio recorded, a video that was comparing a full set of R stones on my SS Kyo to a full set of SS stones, and then a bunch of announcements happened over the course of the past few weeks and those videos got bumped. So I am planning on remaking that video and doing that video for you guys. I do have a video here on the channel comparing and contrasting several different stone combinations for SS Kyo, just for science's sake and showing you guys the differences in the damage output. But I wanted to do a full set of R stones on that character to compare against the SS stones, just to see what the major differences are, if any, between the damage outputs of those two sets. So I am going to be doing a video on this, but if you do not have SS stones for your Kyo, then you'll definitely want to be going for these R stones. So same thing with Mai. If you don't have the original stones, then just go for the R stones. That's the best available for you right now, and that will treat you pretty darn well, because overall, when it comes to the SS stones, the best part of them is always those secondary effects, and really when it comes to the overall damage output, the SS stones are a tad bit better in general, but when it comes to the R stones, they are still doing respectable numbers. So applying 3 different R stones that are going to be fire based, then that is still going to be pretty darn good. So put your burnstones on your Mai and go to town. You'll be in good shape. But thank you for the comment, Jace. I appreciate it. And our next comment comes from the Gamer FE, who says, hopefully the devs won't forget about Global having its own anniversary, and it won't just be a simple login event like they did last year. I hope the new updates won't make the game unplayable. KoF Seven Deadly Sins KoF. So thank you for the comment, Gamer FE. So when it comes to this, there's two parts here I want to address. So the first one is, I don't necessarily think it is realistic for us to think we're going to be getting two major anniversary events in 1 year. I just really don't see that happening. As much as I would enjoy having two Christmases a year, I just don't see that. So unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be getting it. You know, they might surprise us. They might decide we were all happy, good boys and girls over the course of the past year, but I highly doubt it. So when it comes to the second part of this, though, yeah, I'm hoping that they have learned from their mistakes. But with the Seven Deadly Sins collaboration, it was just a mess, right? Like, everything just sucked. So honestly, they can't really afford to have that much of a problem with the anniversary update. So I do get the feeling we will be in for a fairly decent anniversary as far as these bugs are concerned, because I do get the feeling that they are going to try their best to get all these bugs hammered out as best they can. I doubt they're going to get all of them taken care of, but they're probably going to make it a priority to at least get a lot of them handled and under control in time for the anniversary, because again, it is the most important part of their year. So that is my opinion on that, but fingers crossed, and only time will tell. But thank you for the comment, Gamer FE. I appreciate it. Next, we have a comment from Rajat Rana, who says, I am going to use these 10k rubies to increase the card slots to from 600 to maximum. I can go with these 10k rubies. Thank you for the comment, Rajat, and this is a very good option for all of you out there who are planning on skipping out on the BS banner. So if you are planning on, for whatever reason, not pulling on the BS banner or the card banner that coincides with it, and you need another really good place to use those 10k free rubies before they expire, then I definitely would recommend increasing your card inventory. That is a really good way to spend those rubies, and you will not regret it, and it'll be something that you will be using permanently from here on out. So very good investment of those rubies and a very good idea. So thank you for the comment, Rajat. I appreciate it as always. And this next comment is from CDH1962, who says, nicely done with the one key for both. The Hex Stone, who did you switch with, my or Athena? Thinking of doing it so that my Kyo can do the damage needed. I have to force myself to save all my rubies for the anniversary. I dread they don't drop a BS banner because I will cry, lol. Well, hopefully you didn't cry too hard, CDH, after this latest announcement, but to address these couple of questions here, the Hexagon Stone that I borrowed for the SS Volume 1 stone to put on my Kyo was borrowed from my Mai. At this point, it is not as much borrowing as it is full-on stealing, because he is not giving it back. And yes, it does make a very big difference in damage output overall, in my opinion. I have seen big gains ever since doing that. If you guys missed my video comparing the different stone combinations on SS Kyo and trying to check and see which ones yielded more damage, the link will be in the description for that video. But as I've said numerous times here on the channel, I do prefer the SS Volume 1 Hexagon Stone and highly recommend it on Kyo if you feel comfortable taking it off either your Mai or your Athena. But I appreciate the comment, CDH. Thank you. And that is going to do it for this week's weekly subscriber Q&A. Thank you to all of the participants this week who left comments and questions on the various socials. And for those of you who would like to be featured in a future Q&A, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section down below or on any subsequent videos between now and next week. And who knows, maybe you will also be featured here on the channel. But the next topic that I want to cover is going to be the 2,000 subscriber celebration giveaway. So I had promised you guys something special after we got past 2,000 subscribers, and being that we passed that number a couple of days ago, this is a little bit overdue, so let's go ahead and get into it. Now, as far as how you are going to get entered in to win this $25 iOS or Google Play gift card, the rules are going to be as follows, and we are going to try and pretty much do this the same way we have done all of our previous giveaways. So if you guys haven't been around for a TBR giveaway in the past, it's pretty simple how you enter. Basically, the first thing that you are going to need to do is you are going to need to be a subscriber. So the first thing that you are going to need to make sure that you do is smash that subscribe button, because I am not going to be entering anyone who is not a subscriber that I cannot validate on my dashboard for this giveaway. So make sure you do that. The next thing that you're going to need to do in order to enter for the gift card is you're going to need to leave a comment in the comment section down below on this video. No other videos count. It has to be a comment on this video. That way I can keep these all straight and I don't have to go through a million different comments and a million different videos. So leave a comment down below in the comment section with this detail, whether you would rather have an Android or an iOS gift card. That's all you need to leave. You don't need to leave anything else. If you want, you can, but all I need from you is to let me know whether or not you are on iOS or Android. Now, as far as how I am going to be doing this, we will be leaving this open for 2 weeks from today's date. So we will have plenty of time to get all of these entries in, but also it will be ending just in time for you to be using that $25 gift card for the BS banner. So hopefully it ends up yielding you guys something special and you're able to pull something good off of whatever you use to purchase with it. But that is how you enter. Like I said, got to be a subscriber and leave a comment in the comment section down below in this video on whether or not you want an Apple or a Google Play card. And let's go ahead and move on to the KOF 15 trailer reaction.
Vanessa.
さっさと始めちゃいましょう。これからよ。
KoF 15. Team Secret Agent.
まだまだ青いわね。
So here's a fun fact for all of you out there who may not be brushed up on your KOF lore, but did you know that Vanessa is technically the first female winner of the King of Fighters tournament? Yeah, she won the King of Fighters tournament along with Kay, Maxima, and Ramon in the King of Fighters 2000. So technically she is the first female winner of the tournament. So a little trivia there for you. But also with Vanessa, one of the big key components of her character has always been the fact that SNK had originally designed her to be an older woman compared to some of the other women in the King of Fighters. So she's actually designed to be a woman in her 30s, and it's actually a big proponent of her character and something they leaned heavily into with her lore. So overall, with that being said, the reason I bring it up is she's looking like she is regressing in age with KOF 15, because the first time I saw her revealed in this trailer, the first thing that came to mind is, wow, she looks really good. So Vanessa in this game looks a little bit younger. She has new hair. It's probably just the hair. It looks like she might have went to the same place that this new original Zero went to get his hair did, because yeah, it's definitely an upgrade, at least in my opinion. But overall with her, the details going on in her character model, from the lace in her top to the new hair, everything about her, she looks gorgeous in my opinion. I have always enjoyed Vanessa overall. I think she's a really cool character, and this character model is looking very, very nice. And I have had nothing but positive things to say about the KOF 15 reveals, and that is not changing here. But the other thing that we do know based on this trailer, as we saw earlier, is the fact that she will be a part of Team Secret Agent. So very, very cool stuff, you guys. But that is going to be this week's Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.